Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk for just a few minutes about the Dougherty dozen. I know that there for a while I scaled back my coverage and it was kind of a only if I feel like talking about it am I going to talk about it kind of deal, and other things took priority or more interest of either me or y'all as my audience. But I'd like to cover this video. One of her children just celebrated a birthday, and the video that she posted, for me, it's important because it proves that she still does not care about protecting her children from the creeps and weirdos that exist on social media. So we're going to talk for a few minutes. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so as a completely unrelated side note, the little heart-like thing I brought back. I was doing some organizing and I found it and I was like, oh yeah, I used to put that in the backdrop of my videos before we moved into this house, and I figured let's bring it back. I don't know, is it annoying? Is it better without it? Sound off down below. But let's talk about this video. She, as a lot of parents do, this is not a weird video or a weird thing for Alicia Dougherty to do. It's the content in said video that for me is a very clear and obvious choice that you simply do not care and you're unteachable. And if somebody does not care and they're unteachable and they're on a public social media platform, I'm going to talk about it. So she shares this little snippet of when this child was a toddler and says, happy birthday, child, whatever. This child has no shirt on, and this is the one video that she chose to blast to, at this point, 7.1 million followers on TikTok, and that's not including her other platforms that this was probably shared to as well. Let's just say that it was only shared on TikTok. You're opening the doors to all of these people to see your young child without clothing on. The video has a whole bunch of saves, obviously a lot of views as well. But why is it that we are okay with putting half undressed children on the internet when we are now in the year 2025 and we know that bad people exist on these sites that are looking for exactly this? We know it. It's proven. It's not some weird conspiracy. Sometimes I like to put my tinfoil hat on, but when it comes to this, it's been proven. Bad people exist on social media, so why are you putting your children that are not properly dressed on the same platform that these deplorable people exist on? Now, Alicia also shared her own kind of feelings about TikTok when it was dark for, less than 18 hours. And she shows herself, her husband, Josh, and some of the kids. They're just kind of like in the zone. Like they don't know what to do with themselves. We can't use TikTok. What's going on? The world is going to end. And then, of course, she also made a, hey, we're back. Oh, we're so back. When it comes to TikTok and family vloggers, it's obvious that if it went away permanently, that would delete a stream of revenue for them. They would have to rely on other social media sites to pay their bills. I understand that TikTok, for some people, is problematic. They don't like it. They've never had it. They don't want it, and that's good. For me, TikTok is just a place where I can scroll. Like I always, say that I'm doom scrolling on TikTok, like, the 30 minutes or so before I go to bed at night, I'll sit there and scroll and see silly dog videos or whatever is happening at the time. But I could only imagine the absolute shock and horror that went through Alicia Dougherty's mind when she thought that her ad revenue from TikTok could be gone forever. And that's important, but I don't feel pity for you because you have utilized your children to build your platform. You're not somebody who has made unique or original or entertaining content on your own as an adult. You used your kids, and you have shamed birth parents, and you have spread severe misinformation and then gone on to show that you're a hypocrite, talking about things like, oh, these kids that come from, whatever, they can get addicted to sugar, video games, cigarettes, whatever. And then you're literally giving them those things to an insane degree.
Hi everyone, I wanted to address the subject of diet when it comes to children with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and trauma history. If they have a gluten sensitivity, they will have behavior issues. They're linked together. Now, these sensitivities will not show up on skin prick tests or blood work, dietary tests. They won't show up. Because it's a sensitivity, it's not an actual allergy. So we did the elimination diet, slowly brought things back in. As we went on to our third, fourth, fifth, and sixth adopted child with these disorders, we kind of knew from there how to figure out what they were sensitive to and eliminate that from their diet. Sugar, a lot of these kids are very sensitive to sugar, and that reminds me. Sugar and dairy and carbs, they can create an addiction to, because these children they were predisposed to addiction in utero, and basically for the rest of their life, they will always have to watch for things that they could be addicted to. And I'm not talking just food. I mean, it could be video games or drugs, cigarettes, alcohol.
Wondering why I have White Claw in my bedroom. I can't keep it in the garage anymore. It was just like disappearing.
Really anything that anybody can get addicted to, these children have more of a chance to become addicted to it. So, carbs, sugar, dairy, those things can become an addiction. So we really limit sugar, we limit food dyes. Not completely. You don't want to limit it completely. We learned the hard way. They will find a way to get it. They will go to school. They will get it from their friends at lunch. They will find a way. So you can't be completely limited. I know some people who have gone to a full bone broth diet, like that's it. We've never gone quite that extreme, only because we realized that they'll just go get what they want on their own. They'll go to camp and say, oh, they forgot to feed me breakfast, and then they'll get food. So you really need to make sure that everyone everywhere is on board with these dietary limitations. And school was a hard place for us to get them on board because it wasn't a listed allergy on their medical form. So for us to say we don't want our child to have gluten, they couldn't just say okay because it wasn't on the form. So we had to have our doctor say we don't feed them gluten. I think that's it. If you have any more questions, put it in the comments, but hopefully this helps answer your questions. Thanks.
So I would have a bit of a soft spot if it was anyone but a family vlogger. Don't feel bad. But obviously, TikTok is back, at least for the short term. And yeah, what a sad way to pay your bills. Like, you have to overshare about your kids to make sure that your mortgage is paid. Unrelatable, could never, would never be part of that club. But either way, that's what's going on. Tell me how you feel about this down below. Of course, I know that I always have to put the disclaimer. This to some people might not be a big deal, but for the audience size that she has and the amount of, the amount of videos that she has made, also knowing that there are bad people that exist on social media, in the year 2025, to be putting a child on social media that is not properly dressed, to me, is a red flag. And that's how I feel. Tell me how you feel. Either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.